In June 2026, the Department of Justice did something it almost never does to the biggest banks in the country. It subpoenaed them. JPMorgan Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo. The question on the table is whether they close people's accounts because of their political views or affiliations. Not fraud, not money laundering. Their views. The subpoenas demand the lists, the names of the people who got debanked, and the records explaining why their accounts were shut. For once, someone is asking the bank to show its receipts, and the bank does not want to. Let me tell you what debanking actually feels like, because the word is clean and the experience is not. You wake up and your card is declined at the grocery store. You call the bank and they will not tell you why. They cannot, they say. It is policy. Your rent payment bounces. Your payroll vanishes. Your business stops because the rails it ran on were quietly switched off by someone you will never meet, for a reason they will never give. That is not a glitch. That is a private company exercising total control over your access to the economy and answering to no one. This is not theory and it is not new. A U.S. regulator, the OCC, exposed 9 major banks that debanked crypto with what it called inappropriate restrictions. 9. And it gets worse. JPMorgan itself admitted that in February 2021, it cut off more than 50 accounts linked to one political figure. More than 50. The bank that wants you to trust it with your savings has already shown you, on the record, that it will close your account based on who you are connected to. They told on themselves. And it was never only about politics. The OCC confirmed that banks restricted whole sectors based on values. Adult entertainment was one of them. Legal businesses, legal workers, paying taxes, following the rules, cut off from the financial system because a bank decided their line of work did not match its brand. Think about that power. A handful of institutions get to decide which legal industries are allowed to exist by deciding which ones are allowed to be paid. No vote, no trial, just a values judgment from a building in Manhattan. The inquiry is being led out of the prosecutor Jeanine Pirro's office, following an executive order from August 2025, with a name that tells you exactly how big the problem already is. Guaranteeing fair banking for all Americans. Read that title again, slowly. You do not write an order called that unless fair banking has quietly stopped being guaranteed for somebody. You do not name a policy after a promise unless the promise has already been broken in the dark. And you do not subpoena 3 of the largest banks on earth, demanding the names and the reasons, unless there is something sitting in those account closure files that a lot of powerful people are very afraid will finally see daylight. Now here's where I have to be honest with you, because anger alone makes you easy to use. A subpoena is good, sunlight is good. But do not get so happy that one set of powerful people is finally checking another set of powerful people that you forget the actual lesson. The lesson is not that we need the right party in charge of the off switch. The lesson is that the off switch should not exist. The moment your money lives inside a system that can be frozen by a phone call you are not party to, your freedom is on loan. This is why I keep saying the same thing in different episodes. Custody is power. When someone else holds your money, they hold a veto over your entire life, and they can use it for any reason or no reason at all. The fix is not better behavior from the gatekeeper. Gatekeepers behave until they do not. The fix is holding things that cannot be remotely switched off, money you control, assets that answer to you. A way to be paid that does not depend on a values committee approving of your existence. So watch this case. Watch which names show up on those lists and whether the banks comply or stall. But while you watch, ask yourself the quieter question. If 3 of the most powerful banks in the world had to be subpoenaed just to reveal why they closed your neighbor's account, what does that tell you about how much of your financial life you actually control? The subpoena is a symptom. The disease is that they ever had the keys to begin with. Stop handing them over. If this hit a nerve, that is the point. The only account no one can close is one you actually own. That is the ownership stuff in practice. MXEL at mxel.com. Stay loud.